Hello again, my name is. We're moving into another week here of what's probably, although it's pretty today, we're looking at a lot of competition from work and weather. So I don't know how much we're going to be able to accomplish, but we're going to give it a good old shot today as we continue to try and retire Pearl. And not retire her, but literally retire her. But we've got some brakes to work on. First of all, let's see what we can accomplish here on the MT and Me. All right, Nomies, thanks again for joining us here on the MT and Me. Now, last week we took stock inventory of all of our parts to be sure that we've got what we need to get started on repairing the brakes in Pearl's left rear tire, which of course came to us completely locked up several years ago. Well, after taking it apart, turned out that the one of the brake shoes had twisted and had the drum locked. Finally got it all apart. We just stripped everything out of there, left the bare backing plate, and have been collecting parts ever since then, ready to get out here and get restarted on putting it all back together. We're getting awfully close to that procedure. At least I hope we are. So, in the meantime, last week, we got our tray full of parts here. Drums and spring, well, not drums, but shoes. We got a drum. Brake shoes and springs. Okay, so there's that. Shoes for the other side, which we'll worry about later. And then I got a couple of parts here that we're going to have to put back in. This is part of the parking brake assembly that's going to go back into the drum. Sits right on top of things, and it's what your emergency brake fastens to. Well, one of the things I want to do with this is clean it up. It's in good condition physically, but it's just kind of rusty and dirty, so I thought, if I'm going to put it all back together, let's at least, give it a little bit of a cleaning, okay? So that's going to be step one today. And to do that, I'm going to have to set up a work table here. All right, so far so good. Let's go get our grinder. Okay. It doesn't look new, but it looks a lot better than it did. So we'll call that even for now. Now, the big piece, which I probably should take apart to clean, but I'm not going to because it's very complicated, and I really don't think it needs to come apart. It seems like it's going to move just fine. And it has some interesting curvature to it that I don't want to risk messing up. So we're going to do it the way it is. Wow, big improvement. I mean, it just got the surface rust off, but that makes such a difference right there. And as for these other parts, maybe just a little cursory run over these small areas, and certainly over this, but I'm gonna have to be careful because, like I said, there's a lot of moving parts here, and I don't want to disturb anything. So let's see what we can do. Alright, I think we're good to go. Like I said, all I did was just get surface rust off, but that's all I was trying to accomplish. Now the only other thing that remains rusty is the backing plate itself. And there's no way I can take care of it with this grinder. So let's see if we can locate a drill and maybe a wire brush bit and see if we can knock a little surface rust off of it, huh? Yeah, so we're back in familiar territory. By the old brake here, with the drill and the brush, see if we can't displace a little rust. Well, I'm not sure how much good we did or didn't do, but at least I gave it the good old college try. And maybe now we're ready to see if we can put that emergency brake arm back on where it belongs. Okay, all right. Well, first of all, the sweatshirt was living up to its name a little bit too well, so it had to go. Starting to get a little warm out here. And secondly, I'm going to see if this will go back where it's supposed to go. I don't want to lose that nut. I think this went that way. This goes right in there. Just like that. Maybe. And just enough on the back. See if I can get this little nut started. No. I think I'm probably going to need a screwdriver. Brought a socket wrench. That ain't gonna do me much good. Alright. So, put the nut right there. Let's get a screwdriver. It's times like these that I bought this humongous assortment of screwdrivers. More than I'll ever need. But hopefully, the one that I do need. Well, I thought it was this one, but after I looked closer, my eyes deceived me. That is not a screw. So, you just have to try and get this little rascal on there, sight unseen, and get it tight. This is going to be fun. There's no way I can show you what I'm doing, because there's just no way to get a camera angle on this. I can barely get a finger angle on it. I wonder, maybe I can do this. Let's get it in the socket. There, okay. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, you are kidding me. It fell out of the socket? Oh, nah. I can't believe the nut fell out of that. Out of the socket, and I have no idea where it went. Could be anywhere down here. Anywhere. Sometimes if it wasn't for bad luck, or maybe it's just carelessness on my part. I'm not a mechanic. This stuff happens. So why's it gotta happen to me? Okay. Well, we got this thing cleaned up. Maybe I can find another nut. I know the outer measurement. Well, it's 7/16, but I don't know the exact thread size. So I'll just have to check through stuff and find out. But maybe I can find something else to fit. Maybe I can get it here with a magnet and locate the missing nut. Either way, it's starting to get late in the day now, and I don't have time to go any further with it. So maybe, weather permitting, tomorrow we can get back out here and see about getting this nicely cleaned parking brake arm back in place on Pearl. I just can't believe the nut fell out of. Gosh. Okay, Nomies, it's a couple of 3 days later, and I'm sitting here in Pearl, as you can see, and it got colder, it got wetter, and work got busier, and what all that translates to is I never did get back on the wheel project. Never had a chance to come out here and look for that missing nut that I dropped. Come to think of it, that's two nuts that I've dropped in that same area now. So I've got my work cut out for me, hopefully before some real floodwaters hit. Anyway, maybe with the promise of nicer weather next week, we can get out there, look for the nuts, get the brake arm back on, completely installed, and get started on getting some of the other components of Pearl's rear wheel back put together so that we can get everything assembled and move on to the next Pearl project. I'm not promising anything, but as always, fingers crossed. And as always, I want to thank you for sticking beside me through all this. You, my Nomies, make it possible. You make it worthwhile. And I appreciate each and every one of you, okay? If you're not a subscriber, please take care of that little bit of business. And, of course, give me a thumbs up on this video, despite the fact that things really didn't turn out the way we were hoping. So, anyway, better luck next time around. Be sure and join me then every week right here on the MT and Me. I'm Russ. I love you, Nomies. We will talk later.